Welcome to this month's Bright Market Minute. I'm Dr. Lisa Sturdivant, Bright MLS Chief Economist. Thanks so much for joining me. There are definitely changes underway in the housing market. So let's get started with three things to watch in the market. First, we know home sales have been slowing. That's news we know. But the contraction this month is bigger than we've been seeing, and this reflects rising mortgage rates and persistently high inflation. So the number of new pending contracts in the Mid-Atlantic in June was down 21% compared to a year ago. This is the largest year-over-year decline in new pending sales since spring of 2020. And at 26,299 new pending sales last month, this is the lowest June number in 6 years, since 2016. The second thing to watch is inventory. As buyers have been pulling back, inventory has started to increase in many local markets. So for the Mid-Atlantic overall, the number of active listings at the end of June was up 9.4% compared to a year ago. And this is the second month of year-over-year inventory increases. Now remember, inventory has been declining for 7 years straight since the summer of 2015. So this increase marks a big shift in the market. And it's all due to less buyer activity rather than an increase in new listings. Buyers who are in the market should be starting to see more options and face less competition, but we are still very far away from a balanced housing market. In June, there was just 1.3 months of supply across the Mid-Atlantic, and in some markets, it was even lower. Finally, as housing market conditions evolve, it is very important to pay attention to what's going on in your local market. National numbers or even big regional numbers, they're helpful for understanding the macro changes that are going on in the market. But right now, there's a lot of variation where different local markets are in the housing market cycle. And as we go forward, conditions will continue to cool, but markets will perform differently depending on the strength of the local economy and also on the extent of this supply-demand imbalance. So here across the Mid-Atlantic region, we can see some of those differences. So while new pending sales were down across the region, the year-over-year decline was greatest in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, where you have to go back to 2014 to see a pending sales number as low as we had this June. In Baltimore, supply is increasing faster than in either of the other two major metros as home sales cool. But despite 2 months in a row of inventory expansion, there is still just over a month's supply of inventory in the Baltimore metro area. And finally, heading up the 95 corridor in the Philadelphia area, we see a slightly different story. Inventory is actually still falling in the region, although it's probably bottomed out. But the median home price rose 9.2% in June. That's a bigger year-over-year gain than either the Baltimore or DC markets. That's it for this month's Market Minute. You can find all of our housing market reports on the Bright MLS website. And also don't forget to check out the Bright MLS T3 Home Demand Index, which provides insights on buyer traffic and prospective demand in local markets across the region. And finally, look for my forecast for the second half of 2022 and 2023. That'll be coming out later this month. I will see you next time.